Hey guys, it's Nick from F150LEDs.com. Today, we're going to be showing you how to install our CREE Mark II Spartan hood lights in a dual setup configuration on a 24 F-150 Raptor. These lights look fantastic, they perform amazing, and they feature some custom amber backlighting that ties in excellent with your Raptor. The installation's easy, and we're going to show you how it's done right now. The first thing that we need to do is mount our base bracket. In order to do that, we're going to pull back on this rubber valance. Then we're going to use a size 10 socket to remove the bolt that we find under the valance. Once we remove the size 10 bolt, we can put it into the base bracket and then install like shown. You want to make sure that the longer side of the bracket is on the top with the shorter side on the bottom. Also, take note that the bracket leans towards the cab of the truck. Now we can reinstall and tighten the size 10 bolt. Now we're ready to mount our dual bracket here. It's got a lot of cutouts to give you versatility, but we're going to be using this first channel today to mount our quad light. So we're going to run our quad light bolt through that first channel of our dual bracket into the base bracket that we mounted prior. Then we can secure the light using our washer, followed by a lock washer, and then finally the nut. At this time of installation, we only need to tighten hand tight. Once we configure the lights exactly where we want them, we'll come back and retighten all the bolts. Now that we've got our quad light mounted, we're going to do the same thing here for our dual light. We're going to be utilizing the third channel on our dual bracket. And like we did prior, we're going to be using our washer, followed by a lock washer and the nut to hand tighten our dual light into place. Once we position our lights and bracket exactly where we want them, we can use our size 13 wrenches to tighten the bolts and nuts in place. Then we can repeat the same process for our passenger side. Now we can route our cabling under the rubber valance into the engine bay. To keep things simple, we're going to mark each connector with a 4 or 2 so we know which light it goes to. Now we're going to mark both leads from this harness with the number 4. So it will control one light per side of the truck. Now we can connect the tri-core connectors with the matching numbers. And then we're going to set these connectors out of the way here in the vent area and tuck our wires, making sure that they're going to be below the hood arm strut when it closes. Now we're ready to connect our positive and ground leads to our battery. We're going to use a size 11 socket here on the positive side of your battery, indicated by the red covering. And then we're going to take the 2 red rings here over the post from the nut that we just removed, and then we're going to take our nut and thread it back over the post and use our size 11 socket to firmly tighten it in place. Then we can replicate this on the ground side of our battery terminal. This, however, will use a size 10 socket. Each harness has 2 switch connectors. The one with a blue wire in the middle is your primary, and the one with a white in the middle is your backlight. Take note that I'm adding a B on the connector that has the white wire here for backlighting. So for each of our switch connectors here on our harness, we're going to be attaching our direct wire connections. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to replicate the number and indicator on the new wire connectors, because once I plug it up, I won't be able to see what I wrote prior. There are 4 switches here, 2 for backlighting and 2 for the primary lights. This gives you the ability to control your backlighting and each light independently. For this Raptor, we're going to be tying into the existing DRL wires for our backlighting and utilizing the auxiliary switches for the primary light source. Now we're going to utilize our easy T-taps to make the connections to the wires for our auxiliary switches as well as the backlighting. These are very easy to utilize. To add them to the red wires, you simply insert them into the open single end, like you see here. Then you push down firmly. Then you can take a pair of pliers like this and apply pressure down. You'll hear the connector click. That means it's locked in place and that you've got a good connection with the wire. We're going to add a single T-tap connector to each of the red wires. Now we're going to take our 2B and 4B switch connectors with our T-taps that we just added, and we're going to attach to the DRL wire here located right behind the grill. It's very easy to access, and we're going to be attaching these T-tap connectors to the wire that is not black here. To do this, you'll take the long side of the T-tap and slide it over the wire. Then you'll push down and take your pliers and apply pressure straight down. You'll hear it click in place, and then we'll replicate that for our 4B connector. And once we crimp that down, our backlighting will be hooked up. For our primary lighting, we're going to be utilizing the Raptor's auxiliary switch cables, which are located here beside the battery. They're a little tough to show on camera, but you can reach your fingers in here and grab the bundles. There are 2 bundles, however. You want to make sure that you're using the bundle that has the red tape at the base. There is another bundle with white tape at the base, and these are dead leads. Because you're utilizing 2 harnesses, you can run your dual lights, in this case the outer lights, and your quad lights, in this case the inner lights, on different switches. But we want ours to come on at the same time, utilizing the same switch. So we're going to connect both of our leads to the yellow wire, in this case, which is switch number 3. Again, we're utilizing our easy T-tap connectors in the same way that we connected the backlighting to the Raptor's DRL light. These connections will power the relay of the harness, not the lights themselves. Now we can use the included zip ties to clean up any extra harness wire and make sure that it's not going to affect anything mechanically in the engine bay. So that's all there is to installing our CREE Mark II Spartan Hood Light Series in a dual configuration here on this 2024 F-150 Raptor. We guarantee you're going to love them. They look fantastic and they perform incredible. You can check them out right now at F150LEDs.com, where you'll find all of our custom built LED lighting products built specifically for your Ford Raptor. We truly appreciate your support, and we can't wait to serve you soon. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube below and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at F150 LEDs. We truly appreciate your support and can't wait to see you soon at F150LEDs.com. Thanks, guys.